Most people enter a new year waiting for change, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to hand them the answers. But here's the truth. 2025 will pass you by just like every other year, unless you realize one thing: you owe it to yourself, no one else. And today, we're going to solve the problem that destroys more dreams than failure ever could: waiting for permission to live your life. Most people live as though someone, somewhere, owes them something. They think the world should be fair. They think their parents should have given them more. Their boss should treat them better. And their government should save them. But the brutal truth is this: the world doesn't owe you a single thing. It never has, and it never will. If you carry this illusion into 2025, you will waste another year waiting, hoping, and blaming. But if you face it head on, if you accept the truth, then this year can become the year you finally take control. Responsibility. That's the word most people run away from. Responsibility is uncomfortable, it's heavy, it's demanding, but it's also the most liberating power you'll ever hold. The moment you decide that everything in your life, your results, your failures, your progress, your lack of progress, belongs to you and only you, you gain power. And that power is the foundation of everything else. When I was young, I thought I was smarter than everyone else. I thought I could bend reality by willpower alone, and sometimes I did. But life has a way of humbling you. I got kicked out of the company I started, the very company that was supposed to be my destiny. And in that moment, I had a choice. I could blame others. I could blame the board. I could blame politics. I could say life was unfair. But here's the truth. None of that mattered. Blame doesn't build. Blame doesn't create. Blame doesn't move you forward. The only thing that moves you forward is responsibility. I had to own the failure. I had to own the pain. And only then could I rebuild. Most people don't understand this. They think success is about talent or luck. It's not. It's about ownership. Ownership of your time. Ownership of your decisions. Ownership of your vision. You can have the greatest idea in the world, but if you're waiting for someone else to make it happen, you'll die waiting. You'll leave this world with your dreams still inside you. And the danger is, we're in 2025 now, a time where the illusion is stronger than ever. Social media has made it easy to blame, easy to point fingers, and easy to live inside a fantasy where someone else is responsible for your lack of progress. But you don't grow in a fantasy, you grow in reality, and reality is cold. Reality doesn't care how hard your past was. Reality doesn't care if you feel tired, misunderstood, or broken. Reality only gives you two options: control your life, or be controlled by it. If you want to change your life this year, stop waiting for a savior. No mentor, no motivational speaker, no parent, no boss is going to hand you the keys. And if they do, you won't know how to drive them anyway. The only one who can save you is you. And the brutal truth is, no one is coming. Think about it. Every time you say, "It's not my fault," you give away your power. Every time you blame the economy, the government, your parents, your boss, you are handing them control of your life. You're saying, "You win, I lose." But the moment you say, "This is on me, this is my responsibility," something changes inside you. You stop being a victim and you start being the author. An author can rewrite the story. You see, people love to complain about how hard life is. But what if life is supposed to be hard? What if the difficulty is the filter that separates the ones who talk from the ones who do? What if responsibility is not a punishment, but a privilege? Because once you accept it, once you say, "Everything is on me," then you gain the right to shape your destiny. You gain the ability to create something meaningful. You gain the strength to rise after every fall. In 2025, the ones who succeed will not be the ones with the most resources. They will not be the ones with the easiest path. They will be the ones who look at the chaos, the setbacks, the pain, and instead of asking, "Why me?" they will ask, "What now?" That single shift is the difference between wasting another year and building the life you actually want. So ask yourself right now, are you waiting for someone else to change your life? Are you waiting for the right timing, the right opportunity, the right person to believe in you? Because if you are, you'll be waiting forever. Or will you stand up today and say, "It's on me, my success, my future, my responsibility"? Because that's the brutal truth. No one is coming to save you. And the sooner you accept it, the sooner you gain the power to save yourself. Pain. Most people run from it. Most people bury it. Most people think it's a sign of weakness, a punishment, or a reason to quit. But what if pain isn't here to destroy you? What if pain is the raw material that forges your strength? The darkest moments of your life can either break you, or they can transform you. And the difference depends entirely on what you choose to do with them. When I was fired from Apple, it wasn't just business, it was personal. Apple wasn't a company to me, it was my child, my creation, my identity. And when I was pushed out, I felt humiliated, betrayed, and broken. The newspapers celebrated my fall. People whispered that I was finished, that I was overrated, that my best days were behind me. I could have let that pain kill me. I could have disappeared. But I made a choice. I turned the humiliation into hunger. I turned the rejection into fuel. That pain, that darkness, became the foundation of the comeback that changed everything. Without that fall, there would have been no Nextee, no Pixar, no return to Apple, no iPhone, no revolution. The pain gave birth to power. You see, the problem is, people think they should live without pain. They think if life hurts, something is wrong. But the truth is, pain is the price of growth. No invention is born without frustration. No great art is born without struggle. No true strength is developed without resistance. Pain is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It shows you where you are weak. It shows you what you need to face. It reveals who you are when everything is stripped away. But here's the trap: most people let pain define them instead of refining them. They carry their past like chains. They talk endlessly about what happened, who hurt them, and how unfair life was. They replay their pain like a movie they can't turn off. And because of that, they stay stuck. But the people who rise, the ones who truly become unstoppable, are the ones who use pain as a forge. They take every scar, every failure, every betrayal, and they turn it into strength. Think about this: metal becomes stronger only after it's been through fire. Diamonds are formed under crushing pressure. Muscles grow only when they're torn and rebuilt. And human beings rise to greatness only when they embrace pain as a pathway to power. If you avoid it, you remain soft. If you confront it, you become unbreakable. In 2025, the world will not reward you for how comfortable your life has been. It will not care about your excuses. It will not pause because you're hurting. It will demand results. And if you haven't trained yourself to use pain, to flip suffering into fuel, then every setback will bury you. If you choose to see pain as an ally, you will discover a strength you didn't know you had. I want you to think about the darkest moment of your life: the loss, the failure, the rejection. That moment when you thought you couldn't go on. Now ask yourself, did it destroy you, or did it teach you? Did it break you, or did it build you? Because if you're still here, if you're still breathing, then you already survived what you thought would kill you. And that means you're stronger than you realize. But surviving is not enough. You must turn it into something. You must let it fuel your vision, your work, your life. Every innovator, every creator, every leader who changed the world carried pain. But they didn't complain about it. They channeled it. They turned heartbreak into art. They turned rejection into resilience. They turned loss into legacy. That's the choice you have right now. You can let pain define you, or you can let it empower you. And the truth is, no invention, no breakthrough, no movement has ever been born from comfort. Apple was not built out of ease. It was built out of frustration with the ordinary. The iPhone was not born out of convenience. It was born from the refusal to accept limits. Innovation is pain transformed into power. And your life works the same way. Most people will waste their pain. They will drown it in distractions, numb it with entertainment, and bury it under excuses. But a few, just a few, will take that pain and say, "This is fuel. This is energy. This is my advantage." And those are the people who will rise in 2025. Not the ones who avoid pain, but the ones who harness it. Pain is not a curse. It is not the enemy. It is the invitation to evolve, to sharpen, to rebuild yourself into someone who cannot be broken. The question is not whether pain will come, it always will. The real question is, what will you do with it when it arrives? Most people never build anything meaningful because they're addicted to validation. They want applause before they've even created something worth clapping for. They post an idea online, and if it doesn't get enough likes, they throw it away. They ask for approval from friends who don't understand the vision. And when those friends don't believe in them, they stop. And this is why mediocrity multiplies. Because people care more about being accepted than about building something real. Here's the truth: you cannot lead a revolution if you are desperate for everyone's approval. You cannot innovate if you're terrified of being misunderstood. And you cannot live your vision if you are enslaved to validation. When I built the Macintosh, most people thought it was crazy. When I talked about putting 1,000 songs in your pocket, people laughed. They couldn't see it. They didn't believe in it. But I didn't need them to. I believed in it. And that belief was enough. You see, validation is cheap. It feels good in the moment, but it costs you everything in the long run. It makes you play small. It makes you compromise. It makes you abandon the very thing that could change your life, just because someone else doesn't see it yet. But vision, that is priceless. Vision is the ability to see what doesn't exist yet, to imagine what could be, to believe in it so deeply that you are willing to stand alone until the world finally catches up. The problem is, people confuse being liked with being right. They think if everyone claps, then they're on the right path. But applause is not proof. History doesn't remember the people who were liked. History remembers the right people. The ones who ignored the noise, trusted their vision, and built it until the world had no choice but to pay attention. When I returned to Apple, the company was dying. People said it was over. They said we couldn't compete. They said no one wanted what we had to offer. If I had listened to them, Apple would not exist today. But I didn't listen. I wasn't building for their approval. I was building for the future. I was building because I could see what they couldn't. That's what vision is. It's seeing what's invisible to others and having the courage to create it anyway. And in 2025, this matters more than ever. We live in a world addicted to attention. A world where people measure their worth in followers, in views, in clicks. But here's the brutal truth. None of that will matter 10 years from now. None of it will matter at the end of your life. The only thing that will matter is, did you build something meaningful? Did you stay true to your vision, even when no one clapped? Did you create something that mattered beyond the moment? Most people won't. They will bend their ideas to fit what others want. They will water down their dreams until they're palatable, until they're safe. They will trade their vision for validation. And in the process, they will lose themselves. But a few, just a few, will do the opposite. They will build even when no one is watching. They will keep going even when no one believes. They will trust their vision so completely that they don't need applause, because they already know where they're going. Think about every breakthrough in history. Do you think the Wright brothers had validation when they tried to fly? Do you think Einstein was applauded when he rewrote the laws of physics? Do you think innovators, artists, and leaders who changed the world were cheered on in the beginning? No, they were doubted, ridiculed, and dismissed. But they kept going because they weren't chasing validation. They were chasing vision. And the irony is, when you stop needing validation, when you commit fully to your vision, that's when the world eventually gives you more validation than you could have imagined. But by then, it won't matter, because you didn't do it for them. You did it because it had to be done. You did it because the vision was burning inside you, and you couldn't ignore it. Ask yourself, how much of your life have you wasted seeking approval? How many times have you abandoned a dream because someone else didn't believe in it? How many ideas have you buried just because no one clapped? And what would your life look like if you stopped chasing applause and started chasing vision? In 2025, the battlefield is not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not resources. It's attention. And if you're not careful, your vision will die in the noise of validation seeking. You owe it to yourself to protect it, to build it, to believe in it even when no one else does. Because the world doesn't reward those who wait to be understood. It rewards those who dare to create something worth understanding. Excuses are easy. Excuses are comfortable. Excuses give you a story to tell yourself about why you haven't become who you know you could be. But excuses build nothing. Excuses leave no mark. Excuses vanish the moment you're gone. Legacy, on the other hand, is permanent. Legacy is what remains when you're no longer here to defend yourself. When you can't explain, when you can't justify, when you can't talk your way out of what you didn't do. Legacy is the truth that lives after you. When I think about my time on this planet, I don't think about the awards, or the interviews, or the recognition. I think about what will still exist long after I'm gone. Did I create something that outlives me? Did I build something that still inspires, still pushes humanity forward, still reminds people that one individual can change the world? That's legacy, and that's what matters. The problem is, most people trade legacy for excuses. They say, I'll start when I have more time. I'll try when I have more money. I'll build when someone believes in me. I'll commit when I feel ready. But here's the truth. You will never have more time. You will never feel fully ready. You will never get universal belief. The stars will never align perfectly. Waiting is just another name for wasting. And every excuse you make today is a piece of your legacy you're giving away tomorrow. I didn't build Apple by waiting. I didn't create by asking for permission. And I certainly didn't shape my life by telling myself excuses. I acted. I risked. I sacrificed. I failed. And then I acted again. Because I knew something most people don't want to face. Time is limited. Every day that passes is a day you will never get back. Every excuse you use is a day stolen from your legacy. Think about it. What are you going to leave behind? Not what you plan to do. Not what you almost started. Not what you were too scared to finish. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It only remembers what you actually built. When people look back at your life, they will either see the mark you left or the excuses you told yourself. They will either know the change you made or the opportunities you let slip. In 2025, this is more urgent than ever. Technology is moving faster. The world is changing quickly. Distractions are louder. Excuses are easier. And because of that, fewer and fewer people are leaving anything meaningful behind. They are scrolling, comparing, delaying, and waiting. But the ones who will rise this year are the ones who understand that legacy doesn't wait. Legacy doesn't pause. Legacy demands urgency. And urgency doesn't mean rushing. It doesn't mean panic. It means clarity. It means waking up every day with the knowledge that your time is finite and your work must matter. It means cutting the excuses, the distractions, the noise, and saying, "This is what I will build. This is what I will create. This is what I will leave behind." When I was building Apple, there were endless excuses available. We didn't have enough money. We didn't have enough people. We didn't have enough credibility. But none of that mattered, because excuses don't innovate. Excuses don't design. Excuses don't put a dent in the universe. Only action does. Only vision does. Only relentless commitment does. And the people who make history are never the ones who had the best excuses. They're the ones who refuse to use them. Look at your own life. How many dreams have you delayed because of excuses? How many times have you told yourself the story of why it couldn't happen? Why you weren't ready? Why it wasn't the right time? And where has that story gotten you? Excuses protect your comfort, but they kill your potential. Legacy demands the opposite. It demands sacrifice. It demands discomfort. It requires the courage to act when it isn't convenient, when it isn't easy, when it isn't guaranteed. And here's the brutal truth. Legacy doesn't belong to the talented. It doesn't belong to the lucky. It doesn't belong to the privileged. It belongs to the ones who stop making excuses. It belongs to the ones who decide that their vision is non-negotiable. It belongs to the ones who act even when it hurts, even when it's hard, even when it seems impossible. Excuses will fade with you. Legacy will remain without you. Excuses will comfort you in the moment. Legacy will inspire others for generations. Excuses are the language of fear. Legacy is the language of courage. Excuses make you invisible. Legacy makes you immortal. So the question you must ask yourself is not, what do I want? The real question is, what am I willing to leave behind? Because one day, sooner than you think, you will run out of time to make excuses. And all that will be left is the story of what you built, or the silence of what you never started. You owe it to yourself. That's the message. Not to your parents, not to your friends, not to society. You owe it to you. No one else will live your life. No one else will carry your regrets. No one else will bear the weight of your wasted potential. It's on you. Responsibility is the foundation. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you. Stop blaming the world. Your future belongs to the moment you decide to own every piece of your life. Pain is the pathway. Don't hide from it. Don't run from it. Don't bury it. Let it sharpen you. Let it teach you. Let it become the energy that transforms your weakness into power. Vision is the compass. Don't sell your dreams for applause. Don't shrink your ideas so others will understand. The world has always belonged to those who dared to believe in what no one else could see. And legacy, that's the destination. One day, you'll be gone. All the excuses will disappear with you. What will remain is what you built, what you gave, what you left behind. That's the only thing that endures. So here's the truth: 2025 is not waiting for you. The clock is already ticking, and the only question left is, will you rise or will you repeat? Will you carry excuses or will you create a legacy? You owe it to yourself, and the world is waiting to see what you'll do with it.